I'm really excited about doing this Handel's Messiah with Roca, Richmond Chorus, on April 12th, Sunday in the afternoon at Fraser View. I performed it a lot before, but not since COVID, so I really miss it. It's such an amazing work for the singers. Handel, I like to think that Handel writes for me, not just the Messiah, but all his other works too. It's just something about the way he writes for the mezzo voice, which is just so soothing, and it just fits so well in the range. And I think of it as therapy for my voice. I mean, it just feels amazing. So when Bridget asked me to do this, of course I said yes. And she asked me, how many arias do you want to do? And I said, all of them, of course. So I think I am doing all of them. The ones meant for alto, I think there's about 6. There's a couple in the appendix that sometimes are done by soprano or bass, but I'm doing those too. So lots of work for me. I was kidding about, maybe just don't even put a chair for me there. I'll just stand through it. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm very excited. It's an amazing work. You know, Handel wrote it in 24 days between August and September in 1741, almost 300 years ago. And it reminds me of Charlie Daniels' The Devil Came Down to Georgia, which he wrote in like, what, 10 minutes? And it became this amazing hit. Of course, Charlie Daniels wrote a 3-minute tune, and Handel wrote a 3-hour oratorio. Not quite the same. So he wrote it in London, Handel, not Charlie Daniels. But it was premiered in Dublin, not in London. And it was meant to be a fundraiser for debt relief, prisoners' debt relief, and for the hospitals. And they asked at the time that the women do not wear their hoop skirts and that the men leave their swords at home so there would be more room in the hall. And it's just been an interest. Oh, and he also wrote it for Easter. It wasn't meant to be a Christmas oratorio. So it's apropos that it's being done for Easter. And I read that they used to make a meal out of the performances. They used to be really long. The tempos were slower. The soloists would show off and lengthen the arias, adding all sorts of ornaments. And there's mistakes that were made that became tradition. So the things that the solos are singing, don't know what those are. And rhythms that the choirs sing that were not part of the original. And they used to have performances, huge performances with big orchestras of hundreds and choirs of thousands. Just incredible. It has such a long history. And they used to put other arias in there by other composers. So it just became kind of like an English masque. And they used to intersperse other works in the middle of Messiah. So it became a very long production. And then, of course, with the advent of historical performance and Christopher Hogwood, they researched and how in the treatises how that might have been done, and then they sped up the tempos and pared down the orchestras and all of that, which by their standards in those days would have felt really fast. Anyway, it just makes it really exciting, and I'm sure that we've all heard some performances that really cook, and it makes it so thrilling. Anyway, this is long enough, but I wanted to make sure you knew about it, and I wanted to invite you to come, and I think it's going to be fantastic. The soloists are amazing, and I'm really, really looking forward to it. See you there.